Good morning, afternoon, and or evening, fellow gamers. Today, I'll be talking about the best team for a buck throughout their journey. But before we get into the video, roll the intro. Alrighty then, before I start talking about the best team for a buck throughout their journey, I need to lay down some basic rules. First off, I'll be making the best team for a buck for every 5 levels, except for the first 5 levels since you've only got 4 options being Kobe, Jimbo, Bonnie, Barnabas, and Peter Quint, so it doesn't really matter. Second off, I'll be making this for each level without side quest EXP, but I will be allowing side quests. It's a bit confusing, but the only side quest companion you would see is Peter Quint, and it'll make finding where the pyro is at a specific level much easier. Third off, the Presidio companions. It's gonna be Gaspard de Vol because the dev under the name One-Eyed Jack has matched him with the buck in the image for the blog, picking the best team. And I know that he said any of the 3 Presidio bucks are good for a buck, but he put Gaspard in the image with a buck, so I guess he'll be the one I'll be using for this video. Fourth off, I'll be using these characters thinking about their strength in the story rather than their competitive power. Now let's stop the exposition and start getting into the actual information in the video. At level 10, you just rescued Rapier from Ropani Wu and just gained access to Tradewind Skyway, and you got Kobe, Jimbo, Bonnie, Barnabas, Peter Quint, Gaspard de Vol, Old Scratch, and Rapier at this point, and I'd say the best team would be Bonnie, Rapier, and Peter Quint. Bonnie and Rapier have a clear and easy explanation, but Peter Quint doesn't really have good of reasons, but let's just start out with the easy explanation of Bonnie and Rapier. They're here because they have a promotion, and guess what? When you have a promotion this early, you automatically become the best companion, and that's because the promotion gives a storyline companion 2 more epics. Basically, Bonnie and Rapier can double tap or Bladestorm chain with an extra epic available at this level, while everyone else can only get 1 extra hit off of the opponent. And powers don't really matter here for Bonnie and Beard, since they all have pretty good powers, and their epics heavily outweigh the powers others have. I'd give Bonnie Double Tap 1 and Burst Fire 2, and Beard would have Hold the Line 1 and Bladestorm 2 for chaining purposes, as I said before. Now, Peter Quint is here because he has the power Crack and Smite, and that's useful because the team is currently very defensive, and having a companion that can boost turn 1 rather than charging at the opponent would work very well on the team. Plus, he starts with the very good epic of Relentless, and still has the other power Epic Strike, so I believe he'd be better than all the other options for the team, and he'd have Relentless, and that's all the epics he'd have since he has no promotions yet, and he's not at level 15. Next is for level 15, and this has much more options available, since now you just finished Monkista, and there are no new companions, but 2 of them, being Barnabas and Kobe, get a promotion. Also, everyone gets another epic at level 15, so everyone has a much larger chance of being in the team, besides Gaspard and Scratch, since Scratch is useless for a buck, and sucks early game, and Gaspard is just sadly mediocre. Wait, no, why does this have to be true? I absolutely love the Presidio companions. Why? Alright. Let's come up with a quick thing to make it sound better than it is. Unique, that's the word. Gaspard is just unique. The team here would be Kobe, Jimbo, Barnabas, and Bonnie Ann. Bonnie Ann has the same reason why she's here as before, and I chose her over Beard, since his epics are more defensive, but Bonnie Ann can be used both ways, and the rest of the team is very aggressive. And she can maximize her chaining with Burst Fire 2 and Double Tap 2, since she just got another epic because she's at level 15 now. Next in this team is Kobe, and he has both good powers and good epics, and is capable of dealing insane damage, and he can chain opponents. But at this time, he can't chain to the best of the level, since he only has 4 available epics, so his epics would be First Strike 1, Relentless 2, and Bladestorm 1. Last on this team is Barnabas, and he is a powerhouse here, having 3 powers and 4 epics, and I'd give him Hold the Line 1, Vengeance Strike 1, and Bladestorm 2 to chain since Barnabas has so much powers, meaning that Bladestorm 2 will have its use maximized. Now, we're done with level 15, and we're gonna move on to Valencia Part 1 plus the start of Cool Ranch of level 20. And you get no more companions, but the only companion that get a promotion is Peter Quint. And yes, sadly Gaspard, Devil, and Old Scratch still have no purpose on the team, but they will become better soon, but not on the best team. But for this level now, the best team would be Kobe, Jimbo, Barnabas, and Peter Quint. Kobe and Barnes have the same explanation, but Peter Quint automatically became the best companion because there are so many good things about him. Thing number 1 I want to talk about is his epics, and he can chain like a freaking god with Relentless 2 and Bladestorm 2, which is fan-freaking-tastic. And he has a bunch of powers that can make him start chaining immediately, and that's what you call a smooth segue into the powers of Peter Quint. He has Mega Strike, Shark's Might, and Mighty Charge, so guess what that means? That means he can charge round 1 with Shark's Might, and then charge straight into the opponent with Mighty Charge and Mega Strike to chain and destroy opponents. That's all here, and now it's time to talk about level 25, where you further Cool Range, and the new promotions here would be Gaspard, Devil, and Scratch, giving them more epics, but the team is still the same as before, since Gaspard and Scratch still sadly serve no use to this team. Next thing is level 30, which the new things that occurs that you enter Port Regal, and then do more things in Cool Ranch. Bonnie and Beard get a promotion here, and guess what that means? Well, I'm just gonna say it whether you know or don't know, because subtlety is not a word that describes me. Yep, Bonnie and Beard are now on the team, and the team now is Bonnie and Ratbeard and Peter Quint, and Peter Quint is here again for the same reasons I said before, because he really had no changes, but I need to explain why Bonnie and Beard are back again. Bonnie and Beard's promotion means that they get another epic, and Beard gets another power, and Bonnie gets another attack rage, meaning that they are even more dangerous now since they have 5 epics instead of 4. Now for the last level of the video, it is level 35, and the end of Cool Ranch, and you get a useless companion and a companion that's an honorable mention that I won't spoil. There are also no promotions, but everyone gets another epic, and guess what? There isn't any change in the team. Yes, sadly this video doesn't have a banger to finish it off, but hopefully this stock photo of a doggo is fulfilling enough, and I wish it gives you the same fulfillment as you subscribing and liking the video to get similar content like this. Yes! I got a person to consider subscribing without being pretentious. Wahoo! Well, that's gonna be all for today, and hopefully this video made you, the viewer, happy, and also roll the outro.